just out of school, I had the idea of doing lots of things, but one being that I could go to Niagara Falls after seeing an advertisement in the paper. So if I'd go by night to go catch the midnight train, I could do all that for $3.99. I wanted to go to Niagara Falls in the worst way, but my parents would not let me go since I was just a teenager, alone. But if I would get someone to go with me, I could do that. And I racked my brain to think of someone that would have $3.99 in the deepest part of the Depression. And I finally thought of a lady in my neighborhood, had no children, was married. She had never been anyplace. So she said she'd go with me. And so I was off. We viewed Niagara Falls the day we got there, and it was just so much fun. Then spent the night in some boarding room and had another day of touring before going back home. But as long as she lived, she talked about that trip to Niagara Falls. I, from then on, wanted to travel and did. And to my knowledge, never again in her lifetime was she able to go on another trip of that kind. And so that trip lasted her lifetime. One day at the ball game, he came and he said, how about going to shows with me Sunday night? And I said, yeah. And he said, I'm not kidding you. And I said, well, I'm not kidding you either. We went on at the date Sunday night, and we just had a real good time and hit it off real well. And he made a date then for the next Sunday night. So anyway, went through the week till Thursday, and the phone rang, and grandmother answered and said it was for me. And he wondered if he could come over that night for the movie. And I said, well, I thought you were asking me, or you were going to come Sunday. He said, I am, but I couldn't wait that long. So that was the start of our going. Well, our firstborn was Janet. 4 years later, Karen came, and already with that, and I thought you were trying to give me a
no, that gesture.
You got to start over.
No, keep talking.
Well, anyway. Word is
Butch.
The children were all 4 years apart, and our next born was Butch. David. 4 years later, my last born, Bucky, was born. Stop that now.
She lived with us for quite a while.
Oh, yeah. And she loved it. And Claire was awful good to her. And she just loved being with us. That or me? I just think which would you get more good out of, this or this? Well, I'm not a born pianist. For starters, but there's a part of it I really liked, and that's because I got to go in the sidecar of a motorcycle.
Who took you on it?
Oh, Alfredo. It never had anything like that to drive and flashy, and I really liked music lessons, or thought I did, but the sidecar topped them all. Oh, I played violin. I was just about as good on a violin as I was the piano. And I didn't have a motorcycle to ride on. So you can scratch that one. Well, there was a great big tree back in the field. I don't know whether even it was our field, but I claimed that tree and would climb up. It had two branches, just slightly forking apart at the end. And my favorite place in that tree was on the lower one on which I sat, and then the next branch came out right in the place to make an excellent desk for me. And so I played a stenographer there, and I was going to be a stenographer, and I wrote my letters on that tree. And then when the day was over, of course, why then that's time to go in. But that made a wonderful office, and I had no one to yell at me or tell me what to do. It was a perfect place.
Did you ever invite anybody into your office?
Oh no,
Oh.
that was out of bounds. That was my tree, my office, my business. And that for you. Put that thing away.